Now, in this trick, we tell our spectator, I'm going to show you a classic of magic. It's very difficult to do, but I think I can do it because I'm pretty amazing. Well, we'll see. I've got a deck of cards here, and we're going to mix them up a little bit. And what I want you to do is I want you to have a free choice of any card in the deck. And so it's really important that we randomize the cards a little bit and that you get to select from the middle. Okay, here's how we're going to do it. And don't show me the card. Once you select a card, don't show me what it is. We're going to just drop them like this, and you're going to say stop wherever you want to. If you're not happy with that, we can keep going or do it again. So we'll go like this, and they'll say stop at some point and say, okay, that's where you stop me. Do you want to stay there or do you want to keep going? If you want that card, that's fine. And they'll look at that card, and what you'll do is put the deck aside and say, I want you to look at it, but don't show it to me. You can turn your back if you want to, and they can look at it, and you really won't need to see the card, okay? They will have selected a card. You won't need to see it. And what you're going to do then is ask them to shuffle, or take the card and put it back inside the deck and shuffle, okay? So you hand them the deck, you say here, and you can either do it like this by slipping it in there. If you want to do it that way, that's fine. They'll do that. And then you can say, okay, now I want you to scoop up the cards again like this. All right, and then cut the deck. Very good. Complete it. Shuffle the cards. Nothing could be more fair. You remind them. You say, look, we took a mixed up deck. You stopped me anywhere in the middle of the deck. You took out a card. I didn't touch it. I didn't look at it. There's no way for me to know what it is. You put it back in the deck and you've mixed them up incredibly. And they will have done all of those things. And now it's up to you to find the card. Now, here's the way I like to do it. Say, okay, now I'm going to try and find a card. It's really hard to do. But if you give me a minute, I think I might pull it off. So just give me a second to concentrate. I'm looking for a card that kind of, jumps out at me. I'm sort of picking up on brainwaves. In fact, it would really help if you would concentrate a little bit and think about that card. Think about that card so that I can kind of do it. Okay, so moment of silence, please. I'm going to try and find the card. Ooh. Okay. No. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Ready? What's the matter? Oh, that wasn't your card. Well, I never said that was your card. I was just doing that. Ta-da. But you did choose a black card, right? I mean, I got that right. You didn't choose a black card. Oh. Well, at least you chose a 3, though. You didn't choose a 3. Oh. Well. Oh, what was it? Was it a jack? Was it any one of these? Do any of these look good? So it wasn't any of those. Well, I usually do this pretty well. But do you remember your card? Okay, if you remember your card, let me ask you this: can you spell your card? Do you know how to spell? What was your card? It's 2 of diamonds. Well, can you spell that? It's kind of a long one. I don't know if I can. Watch this. If we go TWO. That's 2 of DIAMONDS. We land on a card. Boy, I'm glad you're a good speller, because that's 2 of diamonds. Pretty good. I don't know what I would have done if you couldn't spell. All right. So now I want to explain something to you, because this, if you have been following this series, is part of what I'm calling the Si Stebbins series. This is a trick you can do with the Si Stebbins deck. But those of you that are familiar with the Si Stebbins deck say, hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? You shuffled the deck. That's right, I did. Because you want to remember that in the real world, if you're doing a trick with the Si Stebbins deck, you can shuffle it after the dirty work is done. Why? Well, because in the real world, you're probably not going to do 2 Si Stebbins tricks in a row. And if you did, you could probably just grab another stacked deck if you want. But in this case, I think my point is, if you're going to work with a Si Stebbins deck, feel free to shuffle it once you know the card that you want to work with. And that makes the trick so much better. So here's what happened. We started off with a stacked deck. Okay, I've got one over here. Kind of like a cooking show. I've got one prepared over here. This one is actually stacked, okay? So we started off with the deck that's in Si Stebbins order. By the way, if you don't know what Si Stebbins is or what a stacked deck is, I've got a link in the description so you can learn that first. But I'm assuming you watched this video because you're looking for a good Si Stebbins trick. And so all I did was use the Si Stebbins method to discover the card. Then you can go wherever you want with it. Okay, so I started off with this stack. And what happens is As long as I can see the bottom card, then I can know what their card is. In fact, this is set up with the one we just used. So when they stopped me, in fact, let's just do it with a new card. So I go like this, say stop, right? This is the card they're choosing. They have a free choice. What I need to know is this card. But I don't want to just look at it. I'm going to keep the cards face down. I'm going to cut the cards down here, put this aside, and they're going to look at this card. I don't need to see that card to know what their card is. Because of this stack, all I need to know is the one that was above it, which is now on the bottom of the deck, okay? So let me do that again. Maybe I said that too fast. Here's the move. We do a dribble, right? So we drop the cards like this. They say stop. What I'm doing is I'm moving the cards to the bottom like this and giving them their card. I want to, at some point, look at that bottom card, but don't rush into it. You don't want to make it obvious. Don't go, okay, here's your card, right? You don't need to do that. What you need to do is be subtle and keep the cards face down the whole time. Let's try it again. Let's pick a new one. They'll say stop. Let's say they stop right there. I'm going to cut the cards there. That's the card. Now you say, don't let me see it. I want you to look at it. I'll turn away. And you won't know the card yet. Okay, so they're memorizing some card. I'll put it in the camera so you can see it. I won't know what it is yet. And then I say, and I'm gonna give you the deck. I want you to shuffle it. And here's all I need to do is I'm handing them the deck. I'm going to glimpse this bottom card, this 6 of diamonds, that I can look at very carefully, very quickly. Hand them the deck like this. I now am done. Because I saw the 6 of diamonds, I know their card is the 9 of clubs, sorry. I saw the 6 of diamonds, so they have the 9 of clubs. Now we can shuffle to our heart's content because I'm done. I already know what card to use. And that's the point I'm trying to make of this video. When you're using a stacked deck, let them have the deck and mix it up. Okay, so we're going to keep this in Si Stebbins order. And let's say that they've done that. Okay, they've taken a card, they've put it back in wherever they want. So here's our stacked deck. They put it in wherever they want, and they shuffle. And of course, that's going to mess up your stack, and that's good. You want to mess up your stack because you want to be able to work with, now, a regular deck of cards to do the actual magic. Okay, so I think I made my point. Point is, use a Si Stebbins, then get out of it so that you can be kind of left clean. They're shuffling the card. I now know their card was a 9 of clubs. I can do whatever I want to discover it. Here's what I did. I went through and I went till I found the 9 of clubs. I don't pretend like I'm looking for the card. I'm actually looking for the card. But what I do is I take and I move it to the bottom of the deck without showing them. And I tell them, well, it's really hard to find because I never saw anything. You shuffled the cards. You made this really difficult for me, and I have to find your card. Well, I'm really just killing time to get that card to the bottom of the deck. Now, when I do, I say, now I'm going to need a moment of silence. I need perfect concentration. What I'm really doing is I'm looking for time to where I can spell out the card, and I'm going to do it just like this. I know they have the 9 of clubs, so I need to spell 9 of clubs and put this in the right spot. Here's how it works. We're going to go like this, and I'm doing this in my head, by the way. So silence, please. I'm concentrating. I'm actually doing this N-I-N-E-O-F-C-L-U-B-S. I move this to the top, and I pretend like that's the card I'm going to show them. Okay? I just put the 9 of clubs in the right position, so when we spell 9 of clubs, we'll find it. But here's the sucker gag part. I go, ready? Ta-da! I don't say, here's your card. I just go, ta-da! And they'll go, that wasn't my card. And I know, I never said that was your card. I'm just saying ta-da. Gosh. Anyway, just however you want to play that up and pretend like you messed up. So it was at least a red card, wasn't it? Was it at least a 3? Am I close at all? Not at all. Okay. So we messed up. Then we can move on to the revelation. I like to put a card on the bottom that's nothing like their card so that it looks even funnier. So they have a 9 of clubs, so that's why I put a red 3 down there. And are any of these looking right? You didn't get any? It wasn't any of these? Well, let's see if you can at least spell it. And of course, I put it in position to where we can. We'll go N-I-N-E-O-F-C-L-U-B-S, and that's where I put the 9 of clubs. So one thing to remember on this, when you've moved their card to the bottom of the deck, like this is, unbeknownst to them, you're holding it like this when you've done that. You want to make sure when you spell, you don't do this, N-I-N-E, because it won't work. You have to spell it like this, the cards under each other, N-I-N-E-O-F-C-L-U-B-S. That puts the 9 of clubs into the 9 of clubs position, like that, okay? and then you can use this as your sucker card, whatever's there. Okay, that's just a fun way to reveal a card. How you could do that using the key card method or whatever other method you want to discover a card. The point of this video really is to tell you that you can use the Si Stebbins to discover a card and then mix up the cards and move on. And it will make that much stronger, because what's great about it is you've never really looked at any cards. You've glimpsed at the bottom of the deck, but in such a subtle way, they'll never see it. So that is one of my favorite uses of the Si Stebbins, a one-time use, if you will, because that's normally what you're going to do, right? And if you want to do 2 Si Stebbins tricks in a row, and you can, I suppose, just have another one ready to go. Have another stack deck ready to go. All right, that's it. I think it's a good one. Si Stebbins. Again, if you don't know what that is, watch the video, link below so you can learn about that stack, because there's lots and lots of things you can do with a stacked deck, especially this one. All right, hope you enjoy that. Have fun.